Terrorist suspect Mohamed Merah is dead after a 2-day standoff with police. The police raided the 23-year-old's apartment in Toulouse, France, after he became the suspect in the killing of 3 French paratroopers, a rabbi, and 3 Jewish children, all in the past few weeks. Now the media are asking, who was the self-claimed jihadist, and what were his motives? Merah called the French television station France 24 an hour before police surrounded his apartment. An editor for France 24 describes Merah to CNN.
He was extremely well-spoken, very polite, seemed to know exactly what message he wanted to get across, in the sense that for him, that these acts were not only necessary, but that they were to uphold the honor of Islam.
Telegraph writer George Grant says while initial reports indicated Merah was a neo-Nazi, it turns out he was a French citizen with suspected links to Al-Qaeda. Grant says this drastically changes Merah's motives. The soldiers had been killed not because they were white, but because they had fought for France in Afghanistan. The Jewish children were killed to avenge the deaths of Palestinian children killed by Israeli forces in Gaza and the West Bank. According to Euronews, before he allegedly started killing, Merah lived a pretty normal life.
How could neighbours have known? Back home, he liked football and nightclubbing, worked in a car body workshop, and showed no sign of militancy, friends say.
But the Wall Street Journal reports Merah had been on the U.S. no-fly list for some time. 2 people familiar with the case said Mohamed Merah was on the list because in 2010 he had been in custody in Afghanistan, then sent back to France. The circumstances of his apprehension, detention, and return to France weren't entirely clear. According to the Washington Post, Merah never indicated he was working for or with anyone else, but police are looking at the possibility of accomplices, partly to explain how the unemployed Merah owned several weapons and could afford trips to Afghanistan. For Newsy, I'm COMPAIN-ROMERO. Multiple sources, the real story.